Hi guys, last lesson we talked about the reactions of the acid and base, how to neutralize acid and base. So today we'll talk about how to produce salt from acids, okay, insoluble salts. And I will show you one little video about this one, and after that we'll continue, okay? So now listen to the video, please. Okay.
Acid in a beaker and gently heat it with a Bunsen burner. Then you keep adding insoluble base, for example copper oxide, a little bit at a time. At first it will keep disappearing as it reacts to form aqueous copper chloride and water. But then as you add more, you'll see that some of the base is no longer disappearing. So at this point, we know that the base must be in excess, and we'll have neutralized all of the acid. The next step is to filter out all of this excess copper oxide using filter paper and a filter funnel. And what we have left should be the dissolved form of our soluble salt, in this case copper chloride. In order to get pure solid crystals of copper chloride though, we'd need to gently heat up our now filtered solution and evaporate off some of the water. To do this, we'd want to use a water bath or an electric heater rather than a Bunsen burner, because we don't want to heat up the solution too much and risk damaging our salt. Once we've evaporated a bit of the water off and we start to see crystals forming, we can stop heating it and leave it to cool, which will cause even more crystals to form. We then filter these crystals out using filter paper and funnel again, and then dry our crystals, either by dabbing them with filter paper or leaving them somewhere warm. And that's it. We've used an insoluble base plus acid to make crystals of a soluble salt.
Okay, and actually here is showing how to by physical ways to prepare soluble salts. Now I will show you the chemical ways, and I will show you the chemical reactions of how to produce soluble salts. Okay, and let's start. And first of all, there are 4 general methods to produce soluble salts. Okay, and first of is acid plus metal. But here I think acid is easy to use to give any acid. Okay, and metal, which metal we need to use here? We need to use here the metals of mazit. It's called like mazit. Okay, it's important, like this, mazit. And here we need to use the less reactive metals, because it will be dangerous to use like this sodium, very reactive metals like sodium, okay, to put acid. So mazit is like first is magnesium, okay, Al is aluminium, and Z is a zinc, okay, I is iron, and zinc is iron here. So okay, and T is tin. And we need to use these metals to produce salt. Okay, a metal plus acid produce salt. Let's see the reaction. Magnesium, okay, magnesium plus any kind of acid. Let me take, for example, hydrochloric acid. Produce what? Produce magnesium chloride plus hydrogen gas. Okay, so hydrogen gas is evaporated. So you need to, don't forget the balance. You need to balance here. So here put 2. And let's take another one. For example, zinc. Let's take a zinc plus another metal. For example, nitric acid. Okay. Let's take nitric acid. It produces zinc nitrate, yeah, plus hydrogen gas. Okay, and don't forget about balance. So here zinc nitrate is 2. So you need to put here 2. And this one is soluble salt. So here is giving also another rule. Okay, metal plus acid, okay, produce salt plus hydrogen gas. So this one is also a rule. So you need to write it. Put a video on pause and video on pause. I'm sorry. Put the video on pause and start to write. This one is a rule. Okay, we are continue. The second way, acid plus carbonate. Okay, second way, acid plus carbonate. And here I wrote some carbonate examples. Okay, this one is all of the carbonates, and I will show you quickly, shortly, the reaction of the acid plus carbonate. Okay, let's take another acid. For example, let me take another acid. For example, hydrofluoric acid. Yeah. Plus carbonates. Let's take calcium carbonate, first one. Calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. Produce what? It produces calcium fluoride plus water plus carbon dioxide. So here balance. So balance you need to put here too. So from here, let me take another example. Hydrochloric acid plus, for example, barium carbonate. Let's take barium carbonate, okay? It produces what? Barium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. So balance, don't forget about balance. So here you need to put two. And here another rule, okay? From here become another rule. So acid, let me write here, acid plus carbonates produce what? Salt, insoluble salt, plus water plus carbon dioxide. This one is also another rule. It is second rule, okay? So you need to write it here also. So, and put video on pause and write it in your notebook. Continue. And the third way is acid plus alkali or alkali. There are alkali of alkali and base, yeah. And soluble alkali is base, okay. And insoluble alkali, it's not base. So this one is these ones here are bases. Some examples of bases. I wrote for you some examples of bases. And let me take let me write here reaction. Let me take one acid, for example. Let's take which acid? Let's take phosphoric acid, okay? Phosphoric acid is difficult for you, so let's take another acid. Sulfuric acid, let's take sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid plus another of this one, for example, calcium hydroxide, okay? And what will produce? It will produce calcium sulfate plus water, okay? Let's take another one. For example, carbonic acid. Let's take carbonic acid. Carbonic acid plus, for example, potassium hydroxide. What will produce? It produces potassium carbonate, okay, plus water. So balance here, balance two potassium. So you need to put here two. And here balance, don't forget about balance. Here is balanced already. So here is rule. Acid plus alkali produce what? Produce salt and water. It is a rule, okay? And let's talk about the last one, acid plus insoluble base. Insoluble base is, I showed here just examples of insoluble base, okay? And what will produce? Acid. Let's take sulfuric acid again. Sulfuric acid plus, let's take, for example, first one, okay? Iron trioxide. Iron trioxide. What will produce? Here it will produce iron sulfate, okay? 2 here, 3 plus what will produce again? Iron sulfate and water. So, balance it. So how to balance? 3 sulfates, here just 1 sulfate. So you need to put 3. So 3 oxygen, just 1 oxygen. So you need to put 3 iron, they are balanced. So rule, acid plus insoluble base produce what? Produce salt and water. So let's review quickly, very quickly. Let's review. First one was acid plus metal, and acid plus metal produce salt and hydrogen gas. And the second one was acid plus carbonate. It produced salt, water, carbon dioxide. And the last two ones produce salt and water just, yeah. And here is acid plus soluble base produce salt and water, and acid plus insoluble base produce salt and water. So this is enough for you, and don't do your homeworks, okay? Don't forget about it. Upload your notes also on the page. I'll show you, and I will give some questions about this lessons. So you need to do the questions also. Goodbye.